Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into another episode of our series on underrated games. If you're always on the hunt for hidden gems in the gaming world, this series might just be your new go-to. I will post the link to the playlist in the description. Each video will spotlight a single game that I believe deserves more attention, and I'll share some essential tips to enhance your playing experience. Today, we're looking at the open-world action-adventure game, Days Gone. Despite its mixed reception, I think there's a lot to love here, and I'm eager to share why you might want to give it a shot. I even dare to say, and I hope it's not an unpopular opinion, that the mixed reception was not deserved. I'll keep things realistic though, so you know exactly what to expect. Specifically, with Days Gone, I also want to share my view on what went wrong with the game originally, because I do think the mixed reception wasn't deserved. If you haven't given this game a chance yet, I hope that after this video you will. Before we jump in, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It really supports the channel. Got any underrated games you'd like me to check out? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. Oh, and if you are wondering why my gameplay is a bit clumsy, it's because I only recently started playing the PC version again, but I did put many hours into this game on PlayStation 5. Normally, I use this part of the video to explain what a game is by comparing it with other titles. But since Days Gone is pretty straightforward, I'll just start with my general overview. So, just for those that don't know about the game, Days Gone was developed by Bend Studio and released on the PlayStation 4, and has a PlayStation 5 patch, later making its way to PC. It's set in a post-apocalyptic Oregon 2 years after a global pandemic has wiped out much of humanity, and turned millions into freakers, which are fast, zombie-like creatures. It's an open-world zombie game where you manage your resources, upgrade your bike, level up for new skills, and get stronger. The world is big, which makes the connection with your bike very important and makes upgrading your bike more valuable and feel more rewarding. Even though it is an action-adventure game and not an RPG, the upgrades are impactful enough that the leveling system also feels quite rewarding. Personally, I think there are a lot of things that really stand out in this game, and I do think it got undeserved mixed reception. I will go into that at the end. The story's pretty fun. It's not the best in video gaming, but Deacon and Boozer work really well together, and both are strongly acted and voice acted. The world still looks very beautiful, and the zombies really cause a lot of tension. You also really feel like a drifter due to the combination of the acting and the connection with your bike that you are slowly upgrading. But even though all of these elements are fun and really well done, these are not, in my mind, the outstanding elements of the game. For me, it's about the freedom of approaching every combat encounter in the way you want. I know that sounds cliché, but in a lot of games it only feels like that. In this game, it actually works like that. For example, you can go guns blazing, you can blow up a lot of stuff, you can go sniping, or even do things like lead zombies into another camp. There are so many options, and that sense of freedom is really cool. But you also have to adjust, because you encounter many different enemies like humans, zombies, nests, or even giant hordes of zombies. At the same time, you approach them in different environments, and the encounters get bigger and more complicated once they leave traps behind, for example. Luckily, you also unlock more weapons all the time. Combine all these things together, and it's really a lot of fun. I can't understate how much fun it is. This, for me, is the element that puts it from a good game into an outstanding game. And again, just to be clear, all the other elements like the story and the graphics are also of high quality. But then, what went wrong? Why did this game not get the attention it deserves? I think that has something to do with expectations and difficulty. For example, if you play the game on easy or normal, then you don't have to approach every encounter in a different way. You can pretty much just run and gun your way through the game, and that for me would also get kind of boring. But that's a choice. That's why I play the game on hard. I think if more press had played the game on hard, the reviews would have been better. Even if you are not up for that. It's a matter of expectations. I mean, you don't go to a Michael Bay movie for a super deep story. You go for the mind-blowing action. Just as that, you don't play a game like this on easy or even normal if you want deep strategic thinking. I think those expectations weren't always completely right. Lastly, I think we really should approach open world games differently. There were many that said the open world is bland and boring, but the story is fun too. If you are bored of the open world, just play further. Don't feel forced to keep going through it. This part already kind of covered my tips section as well. If you want more depth, play on hard. If you want some more standard fun, play on normal, but don't expect a lot of depth. Both are fine, especially since I do believe that even though it's not the most standout part for me, just the story is also totally worth it. Lastly, one bonus tip: if you can, play with a mouse and keyboard. On hard, obviously, enemies die much slower as always, but the cool thing they do is that a headshot is still a one-shot kill, which is just much easier with a mouse and keyboard. That was it for my video about Days Gone. If you are still with me, I hope you consider liking and subscribing. Also, let me know in the comments what you think about this game. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.